before we begin, I just wanted to give everyone an update on the poll that Ricardo requested.
Oh, what was that, dude? I was way too high to remember. What was that?
Well,
yes,
you
the
had
poll.
requested to ask the audience what their favorite TNG doctor was.
Oh.
The selections you requested was either Dr. Crusher, Dr.
Yes.
Pulaski, Roman Pulaski, or Roman from the Fast and Furious series. So
I said that?
Yeah.
I voted for Roman from Fast and Furious. That was my
Yeah,
vote.
I would have too.
Okay, so listen.
Who won?
Who knows? I think Dan and Sarah know the results, but Jasmin and Ricardo,
I don't know the results.
Oh, you don't?
I'm actually unfamiliar.
No.
No, I didn't go back to look after I voted.
Okay. Well,
let's
would
see,
everyone like to guess the results, or should I just say it out loud?
No, let's guess.
Roman.
Okay,
Roman.
I'm
who's
going
number
with
one?
Roman. Fast
Who's
and
number one?
Furious.
Roman.
I'm going to go with Roman too. Roman.
Okay, which Roman? Roman Polanski? Or
No,
Pulaski?
Roman-
No. Hey.
Oh,
Be
no.
specific. Damn it.
Well, we'll know what kind of audience we have. If they pick Roman Polanski, we know what kind of
God,
audience
I
we
hope
have.
not.
Well, Roman Pulaski, or actually, no, sorry.
Whoa.
Roman from the Fast and Furious series,
Yeah.
unfortunately, with only 22% of the vote, got
damn it.
second.
Oh, second. That's pretty good, though.
What do you think got first?
Nurse Pulaski.
No.
No, Beverly?
Was it Crusher?
Beverly's Crusher is first.
Wow.
And
Wow,
everyone
it's
Too
kept
many
Serious
Star Trek
answer.
fans listening to our podcast.
There's too many actual Star Trek fans.
What are you all, fans? Come on.
Second is Roman from the Fast and Furious series. Third
All
is
right.
Dr. Pulaski. And thankfully, fourth is Roman Pulaski, although 4% did vote for them. So that's interesting.
my goodness.
That's disturbing.
To be fair, this was Roman Pulaski.
It's true.
So that's a trick question. So
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh my God. This is a big setup episode.
Oh, yeah. It's also a big setup for that intro.
This is a huge setup for Jasmin's favorite character.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
really,
Yeah.
I want to dive into that.
The soup Nazi?
Everyone's favorite character at Comic-Con, the Soup Nazi from
the Romulan soup Nazi.
Yeah.
That goes to every Comic Con selling.
But she's the opposite. No, she's the opposite. She gives away soup. She doesn't gatekeep it. She's like free soup for you.
Yeah.
She just gives it away.
Like, I'm loyal, free soup.
Yeah, free soup. How free? Free as hell.
Hey everyone, Jasmin's back for Unification. Yay! Welcome back, Jasmin.
Thank you.
Yay. And we watched Unification this week. And
Part one.
It's part one. Yes. It even
Only.
says, I think it's the first TNG episode that specifically marks the first episode as part one in the title.
Is it?
Just like Kill Bill, dude.
Yeah. I think everything else
You
has
find
been
out-
like
you find
has
out
been like a psych out where they
Is
kind of
this
go.
also the first two-parter? Wait, no, outside of the
No.
premiere, I guess. Is this the first two-parter that isn't a season finale / premiere?
Yeah, it's just the first two-parter that's just straight in the middle of the season, just randomly.
Which always confuses me, actually. Every time I'm looking for Unification, I always assume it's the first episode of season 5.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
not
I get what you
there.
mean. Yeah, it makes sense why you would.
I've been forgetting to title the episodes by the It's Always in Sunny Philadelphia titles.
Okay.
This one will be
right.
called Picard and Data Go Blackface.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They go rom face.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I sure do.
Yeah, that's how they fit in.
And
luckily,
somehow thought nobody would notice.
Yeah.
they got.
I mean,
noticed
Picard literally
instantly.
asked, what about his skin color? I don't care if it's offensive. It has to be accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And the way
No.
Data speaks. I mean, I guess it's probably
It's like, Data, you're moving too robotic. You're not moving
Honestly,
like you're from the
they were
hood.
detected immediately when they got down
Yeah.
there. This guy just sucked.
This is a terrible plan.
To be honest, they weren't found fast. They were only found because of the way they eat soup. They're like the security guards were like, look at these motherfuckers, dude. They're not.
They hold their
soup,
spoons
dude.
this way, whereas Romulans hold their spoons this way.
And you know how isn't it like when you eat ramen, you're supposed to like really get loud with it? So
you have to slurp it. You have to go.
Yeah, and they're like,
that's a misconception. It's not quite that simple. But
okay.
Isn't it?
Is that a misconception?
Is it?
Because there's a whole ramen restaurant, Silver Lake Ramen, that's centered around making as much noise as you can.
They make a big deal out of it, but that's not really how it is.
Why does Tampopo make a big deal out of it then, man?
Dude. It's a historical fact,
Are you discrediting Tampopo, the greatest Japanese comedy of all time? You bastard.
That was a scene that had a bit of satire in it.
It was a comedy, Marvin.
It's what's the restaurant that makes you be loud? Which is it?
Silver Lake Ramen.
Is
their whole
catchphrase
is like slurp, you know.
And what about like
go
does
as
somebody
loud
ever
as
go,
you can.
I'll have what she's having because she hears the slurping.
She's having ramen. I'll have that.
I'll have what she's having.
It helps if you fire off a few guns as you eat.
That's Mexican food.
I only know this because I went there with Dan recently, and I was shocked by the amount of encouraging to like slurping noises that you're supposed signage around the restaurant.
Oh, I thought you were about to say that I was making all of these horrible, encouraging slurping noises when we went to eat ramen together. I was like, I'm so sorry. You could have said something.
No. Oh my God, no. And plus I couldn't because the restaurant wanted you to.
You're supposed to be slurping.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh,
yeah.
Look at him
So you can't blame me.
Buying into the propaganda, the slurping propaganda.
If we were, look, I don't want to be racist, dude, but if we were assigning races to different different people from Star Trek.
Sentence begins with I don't want to be racist, but
like
immediate.
I feel like
that's already admitting more than saying I'm not racist, but
I
saying that you don't want to be is a little like more honest.
And I'm gonna say I could say this because I am one, but I feel like aren't what's Worf? What is he?
Klingon.
Worfian.
Klingons are kind of like old timey Mexicans. You know what I mean? Like old timey Western Mexicans. Like
in what way?
Like there's a lot of fighting, and they're like
my honor.
Yeah, there's a lot of honor, a lot of machismo, bandoliers.
They love
and
their
they like to be loud. They drink their tequila and they get loud and gas. Seems like something you would eat at a Mexican restaurant. You know,
I think they're the ugly from the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know,
so
yeah, kinda.
Yeah, they're that guy.
You goddamn racist.
And Vulcans are Clint Eastwood from that movie, and then Romulans are the bad guy. I don't remember their names.
I mean, did we have to use that as an analogy?
No, I just needed to. But Unification I first aired November 4th, 1991. Dan, should we do it? Should we go around the sun?
Let's go.
I guess. All right. So around this time, it was only another week. So again, very little happened. I'll tell you what the top movie was. It was a Wes Craven horror comedy by the name of The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fun movie.
That sounds scary.
It would be. People under your stairs.
Yeah.
I'd be scared.
Maybe it's
of people under my stairs.
Yeah. It was a horror, right?
What if you don't have
stairs? Yeah, it was
stairs?
a horror comedy.
Oh, okay.
Then all the more reason to be afraid. Like, where the hell did those stairs come from?
Exactly.
Jesus, fuck.
He was well into the era where he was like, I'm kind of just want to make like different takes on horror things. He's kind of tired of just horror at this point. So he's just kind of being like, let's do other fun things with it.
Yeah,
you know what? I would have loved to have seen Wes Craven's Batman Forever. You know what I mean? Like,
but he would have
been great.
Okay.
He would have been great. You know what I mean?
That would have been cool. I can agree with that.
I'll see anybody's version of Batman. Next thing and the last thing, on the 2nd of November, Jermaine Jackson released a single titled Word to the Bad, which is basically just a diss track about his brother, Michael Jackson, being selfish and abandoning his roots and changing his appearance. But as I looked into it, the funniest part about it to me was that the song was written and produced with the help of like 5 other people.
He needs to be part of a 5 every time.
I guess so. And this happened to be right around the time Black and White was just starting to get played on the radio for context. And that's all I got.
Oh, that was way more popular.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, Michael Jackson was indeed more popular than most things.
Yes.
I didn't even realize he had a brother.
I didn't know there was
named
a
Jermaine.
Wait, okay. That's surprising that you didn't know.
I didn't realize his name was Jermaine or he had one. I only
You
know of
didn't know
I only know of Janet.
I think
Jackson.
I have a bunch of names for Jacksons floating around my head, but I've never delineated all the 5.
Latoya, yes, Latoya. Jackson,
Jermaine,
Janet,
I
and
do
Latoya.
know.
Jermaine,
Paris.
I actually did not have that in my brain at all. So that's that.
That's the end of that chapter of the trips around the suns.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
Cut it off.
Marvin sounds disappointed.
Listen,
Okay. He's like,
Really?
oh,
That's it?
Okay.
I'm telling you,
sometimes
news moves slower back then.
Yeah. A week in 2023.
Oh my God! Once
So
we
did
reach
media
like,
back then. Holy moly!
Is about a year back then. So
if we like
there's-
ever reach like Star Trek Discovery, oh my God, there's gonna be like Around the Sun will take 2 hours.
Oh God.
Here is my unedited Instagram feed for dated 2019.
Speaking of news, we have a new sponsor this week, and it's actually been a thing that I've personally been enjoying for a little over a month or so. And the new sponsor is Ground News. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but basically, Ground News it's like a website and an app that gathers news from like 50,000 sources across the world, and it puts them in one place. So it's instead of just aggregating them, it actually also gives you analysis about the news itself. Because, like nowadays we are in a world where you look at the news and you go, who wrote this? Why did they write this? Who owns this newspaper, etc. Because now we have to live in a world where we have to be very skeptical of the news we're reading. So the way Ground News works is that it tells you through blind spots and like checking out which types of news media has covered it, whether this article is like coming from a left perspective or a right perspective, how factual has this news outlet been throughout the years, who owns this news outlet, etc. And it's really interesting. So like, here's an example, a random example I found. And it's about, Threads just came out, right? Instagram, Meta's, whatever's like threat.
response to Twitter. Yeah.
Yes. So
I wasn't even aware.
Well,
So-
now
I
you
wasn't
know.
either.
Now we'll
I know.
walk through this, right?
Yeah. Ground is
Okay,
telling
Lay it
us.
on me, Ground News.
So this is how different like stages of news talk about it. So local news, ABC7 LA, we're all aware we live in LA. So ABC7 LA calls it, Meta officially launches Twitter rival Threads. It's very nice. It's very calm. It's a very calm title. Then for national, Colorado Springs, their headline for it is Meta takes aim at Twitter with the launch of rival app Threads.
Wow.
It's a little
that's quite
more
different.
aggressive. A little more aggressive. Then you go to India, you go to international. Zuckerberg launches Twitter copycat Threads app to outfox Elon Musk at microblogging game. So a lot
Wow.
more.
All right.
Those are quite different.
Yeah, and it's good to see because it tells you ABC7 tends to be center, but with high factuality. But the Indian source, which is WION, has mixed factuality. So that kind of is also represented in their headline. It's a lot more opinionated. It's a lot more editorialized, right? So this is a good way to like look at multiple news sources about the same topic. It also tells you here that, hey, what we would consider right-wing media, only about 17% of right-wing media has covered this. They're not interested in this story, but left-wing media is interested. So that's interesting to see how different sources look
just
at
how it
different.
breaks down. Is it an app?
It's an app and a website. And so I'm going to do full disclosure here. They have a browser extension as well. I actually don't recommend the browser extension if you're going to use it. It's been acting funky for me when I was trying it, but the app has been fantastic. I like using the app a lot. And if you get the Vantage tier of Ground, you don't have to actually get a subscription to Ground to try it out. You can just go to ground.news right now, and you can use it for free. But if you get the Vantage tier, you get full access to what they call the My News Bias personalized dashboard. So basically, by looking at what you're reading, it'll say, hey, you tend to read articles that are like this. You have a huge blind spot here. And it's not like trying to get you to agree to both sides because, that's not very good. Like it doesn't like
it's just
life
helping you be more aware by breaking it down.
It's helping you not be a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's good to see other points of view, right? Even if you don't agree with them, it's good to see the whole spectrum.
I already know what it's going to rate me.
Yeah, it starts giving you like a rating, and I'm like, yeah, I know. So
challenges to my
Gross.
Gross.
I'm like, oh wow.
You know what's funny? They used to have a comment section open and for their posts, and they had to remove them because everyone was angry because they were like, hey. So they stopped doing it.
You call me that, sir?
And you can like also like on a news aggregator app like Apple News or Google News or whatever, you can choose your topics and whatever, so you can customize your feed. So mine's very science oriented, so a lot of science stuff comes first.
Oh yeah, you were telling me all about some science, some research that had come out about what is it, a car thing?
Toyota just made a breakthrough in solid state batteries. So now they claim on one charge you can go over 700 miles and it takes only 10 minutes to fully charge. So that's a pretty sick battery. If you guys want to check out Ground, you can just go to ground.news and you can just click around. It's for free. But if you want to get one of the subscription tiers where you can like get more access to personalized things and it gives you more information about like how factual is this news source, who owns these news companies, etc., and it creates your own personalized feed, you can check out one of their subscription tiers. They have Pro, Premium, and Vantage. And Vantage is the one that gives you full access to the My News Bias personal dashboard. And so if you want to get a discount on all of that, you can just head on over to check.ground.news/newbie and you can get 15% off any subscription you choose, which is a pretty good deal. So again, that's check.ground.news/newbie and you can get 15% off any subscription you choose. And just for full disclosure, they didn't approach us. I actually approached them because I've been using them for a little bit. And I was like, do they have an affiliate program? I think that's pretty cool.
Stop approaching people, dude. Let them approach you, dude. I want to say this.
Putting out, Marvin.
Don't bear back the news, guys.
No, don't bear back the news.
And just so y'all know, this Ground News guaranteed 70% lean.
Ground
At least.
Trim the fat.
Love it.
Yeah.
Just like how you don't want to bear back the news, you don't want to bear back the internet.
Yes.
And if you want to make sure you don't bear back the internet, you should use a suite of internet security options. One of the most important of which is a VPN, and a good VPN is ExpressVPN, like you guys have been hearing for
it's the
$2 years or
Taco
so.
Bell of VPN.
It is top tier VPN.
Yeah.
It's the healthiest VPN apparently.
Yeah, dude, it's varsity. It's the varsity of fucking VPNs, dude. None of that
Clarify, this is a good thing.
This VPN won't make you diarrhea, but if you want a super fast VPN, like the name suggests, ExpressVPN, but also super secure because even governments have tried to probe into them and they found no connection logs, no activity logs. They actually don't keep any of that shit on their servers.
Yeah,
and it actually works with streaming services in almost every app you can think of. And if you want to sign up for ExpressVPN, just go to expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you an extra 3 months for free. That's an entire savings of 49%, which is pretty good. And if you don't want to pay for it because you're like, I don't think I like this, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So they'll just give you your money back if you don't like it in 30 days. You're like, for some reason, I like my internet bare. Just get your money back. So again, expressvpn.com/newbie Star Trek. And if you sign up for 12 months, they'll give you 3 months for free. Total savings of 49%.
Woo! They audited the logs from Turkey. And Turkey, you know what Turkey had in the logs? All they had was an unused condom from like 10 years ago. Expired.
Fresh.
Yeah. Well,
Fresh,
that was old. It was an old. It was a fresh dude. It was an old ass fucking condom, dude.
It's expired and unusable.
Yeah, brittle. Yeah.
Dried up.
Latex breaks down, man.
Yeah, dude.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Well, that's why Denise Crosby or Sasha Yar had a daughter.
Marvin.
Could you please tell us what happened in this episode?
You know what I wanted to say?
What do you want to say?
You know how like different podcasts and like fandoms have like what they call their fans, like the cumber bitches, as they're known. we need a name for people for our people.
do.
You know what I mean,
Is it not newbies?
No, because some people are not newbies. You know,
It's a bit
That's
too
true.
generic. I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should put it out there and see some suggestions from the listeners.
We'll take
sure,
suggestions
why
from the
not?
I
do wanna
Email
say-
me.
Sound off in the comments. Come up with a good one.
Yeah, I don't read the
yeah.
comments, but just get it out there.
Just put it out to the world.
Yeah, put it out there. Also, we learned what the outcome of the poll was. Not the dancing poll, but the poll with who is your favorite Doctor, not Doctor Who. It turns out number one, Marvin. What was it, Doctor?
It was the Crusher.
Yeah, the lady with the highest body count. Not of who she slept, but who if she's killed.
Everyone, for some reason, is like, she's my favorite.
Yeah,
She's my
everybody.
favorite.
Well, it makes sense because everybody loved that show, the Dahmer show. So it makes sense that they're like, we want to kill her. We want
That's
the
true.
one.
Yeah.
It
People
makes
did
sense.
like that show.
It's in the air. You know, like
Yeah.
everyone likes those real true crime docs.
Just-
They would like true crime killer.
It's on trend
Beverly
right
Crusher.
now.
She's a true
Yeah.
crime
I
I
show.
mean, how
in
many
and of
seasons
herself.
of Dexter did people watch?
They're still
true.
watching
A lot.
it, dude.
They're
Still
still,
watching.
it's like I feel like it's
Um,
making a resurgence right now too.
Yeah,
Everyone's watching it right now.
I do want to send a shout out to everybody who voted for Roman from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
Those
that
are
was
the
me. That was
true-
me.
You can't be 22% of them. You voted. How many times did you vote, dude? It's like when we sway that
was all
vote
me.
at work, Mervin.
Oh my- That's a secret. Oh my
Don't talk about
god.
that.
We cannot be held accountable for crime. It's double jeopardy. Double jeopardy. We can't
Oh
be
my God.
charged.
Look, all we can
Um,
say is that the deserving person did get
Yes.
the Unsung
Yes.
Hero Award. That's
Yes.
all we can say. How they
Yes.
got it? Who knows? I
Yeah.
wasn't even involved. I wasn't there anymore. But, you know.
Yeah. But thank you for voting. You guys are great.
Yes.
Hooligans? Goonies? What are these people called?
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Red shirts? We'll find
Yeah,
out. Let us know.
all 2.3K
Richard.
people of you
Yeah.
who voted. Thank you. Thank you for voting.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
Romanites.
probably some
Romans.
other.
Romans.
Romans.
Oh,
Yeah.
Romans.
Yeah.
Friends,
I don't know about
Romans.
Romans.
Lend me your ears as you listen to this podcast.
Lend me your com badges.
I like Romans. That
Yeah.
works. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well,
Or we could go like Warfians,
Warfians.
Orpheans is good too.
Balchinians.
Orpheans, Balchinians.
Oh, Chinians.
Electrolytes.
yeah.
Electrolytes.
Electrolytes is also
ain't
good.
too bad.
Oh my
either.
god, there's so many good options.
Yeah.
Oh man, we have
Galens.
so many. Galens.
Tims.
Oh,
Galens.
the Galens.
Tims. Oh, Tims
The
are great.
Tims.
Tims are great.
Honestly,
Oh.
I kind of like Tim's because it really does mean any old fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm telling you.
Tims.
I'm telling you.
You have so
this
many
Tim
options
thing,
already.
This
I
Tim thing is
know.
catching on. My kid's doing it. Everyone's doing it out there in the streets.
Oh man, I hope your kids
not- not
goes
the
up to their
kid.
your kid goes up to their teacher and goes, "Hey Tim."
No. So we
Tim,
went
get out
to
of here.
we went to a party yesterday,
Oh,
and they had one of those. They had one of those dummies that like you punch, you know.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Look at this Tim," and he just fucking punched him. Dude.
No, stop. Oh
Great.
my god. Oh,
Yeah,
If this Tim
Uh,
bleeds, it can be killed.
it's true.
I cannot. And then you can call them Timmies. Hey Timmies, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As
yes,
like
I
a
love
derogatory term.
No. It's a good term.
It. Don't be a Timmy.
It's a term
Yeah.
of endearment.
It's like the new Joe or Jack. Like, look
Yeah.
at this Joe.
And we'll call you Timothy if we're mad.
Yeah,
Okay?
Timoteos. All right, so this episode starts off with Gene's Rottenberry's fucking dead, dude.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert! You should have told me, dude.
So technically,
Yeah,
he had already
the episode
passed away.
starts off and it's like Gene Roddenberry, fucking
It was
91.
like, well, he's dead? What?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
He had already passed away by the time the last episode, the game
They
had
just
aired.
didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, they just didn't.
They were just waiting.
It was just it was already ready for broadcast. They didn't have time to change the front
Wait,
card.
can somebody tell me? So then,
So when a man loves a woman-
I need it. How is Gene Roddenberry? So I guess his involvement in TNG, was he involved was he involved at all? In
Oh yeah,
this?
yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
Like, I guess I want to know, like, how. Okay, well, what's the math here? At what age did he die? 1921 to 1991.
70s.
How old was he? 70.
70.
Pretty old.
Yeah.
He was
70,
involved for the first season or two.
Wait,
and
70
then he
is not
stepped
that
away.
old.
No, dude. I've said it once. I'll say it again, dude. 65 is a cutoff to serve in any office.
Oh, he
that
was
includes
70.
a writer's office.
Damn, that's
Get him out, dude.
old.
Get another showrunner in there, dude. A young
so
showrunner.
did he work up until his death? Like how much was he involved here? What are we talking about?
There is a long history with him trying to get TNG to happen. Originally, it wasn't TNG; it was Star Trek II. And what they tried to do was right after Star Trek, the original series ended, and they did the animated. Well, the animated series was actually a concession. They wanted to make a sequel series just called Star Trek II. They couldn't get it made, so they did the animated series. And then the whole time, Gene Roddenberry was like trying to get another show off the ground, different proposals, all this different stuff.
He just wanted more money?
Well, he just wanted to like bring it back. Like the original series was already like barely possible. I mean, there's the famous story of Lucille Ball, who's kind of the one who made sure TOS could stay up as long as it could because everyone else wanted to get rid of it after the first season.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult to bring it back. But when they did, Gene Roddenberry had become... He's still like in charge, but he's like very precious about the show. So now he's kind of being like, oh, it needs to be exactly this way, or it needs to be exactly this way. And like
keep saying it's poetry. It rhymes.
I mean, like, I think he had a lot of good intentions in mind. I think it's just that he was afraid to deviate in a way that he thought could damage the series, or what he thought was what made the series good in retrospect. Because like, I think originally Jasmin would know much better than me, but like in the original show, they were way more willing to like have fights and stuff, right? Like amongst the crew.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah,
The
I
whole
know
fight.
it was pretty happy-go-lucky. There's not a
we
lot
don't know
of
that. We don't know that. We don't know
yet. Well, what do you... I mean, no. I mean, like, up until this point, there's not a lot of internal...
I mean, what's his name left?
You mean like between like the shipmates and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you mean real life or in the show?
Yeah.
What are you
In the
talking
show.
about?
In the show.
In the show. I mean, real
oh.
life, I'm sure Riker was like punching people in the face regularly.
He's like, believe it or
Jonathan
not,
Frakes.
fuck you. Yeah.
Well, he told that one story of throwing an egg on...
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. Back to
Allegedly.
we're not sure.
Allegedly.
But I mean, there isn't. I mean, was there more of that on the original series? Because there's. I feel like there's not a lot of crew conflict. A lot of.
I think it was a lot more aggressive. Actually, TOS was a lot more aggressive.
Okay, so it was there was more in crew fighting.
But you know, I always kind of felt like it was like I don't know, maybe it just like hadn't aged as well, or it's just like what they thought was like futuristic and like all amazing in the 60s did not translate as time went on. Like, I mean, obviously, like, and it's like easily, I mean, in TOS, there's still like countries, and it's still like, oh, like Kirk is definitely an all-American man.
Wait, there
like,
are countries still in TOS?
Yes, there's countries still.
Oh,
and then by TNG, it's like there's no countries anymore. It's all just like Earth, and so it just was kind of like that. It just felt like, I don't know, like it was the 60s, and all this
Kirk
like aggressive like fighting in between crews was like more just a sign of the time then, I guess.
Interesting.
And Kirk was like hyper. It's funny because he's Canadian, but his character was hyper American to the point where I don't know that much about the original series, but I remember the episode where I think it's the Cowboy Planet episode. And he goes down, and then in order to teach them democracy, he reads out the U.S. Constitution to them, so that they understand.
Oh my god,
democracy.
I barely remember that. Shoot, was it the Constitution or was it the Declaration?
It might have been the Declaration of Independence. It was an American document he read out to make sure that they understood like good American democratic values.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how else are you going to get through to Cowboys? It only makes sense, people.
Yeah.
But then I think by the time of TNG, everyone had told Gene Roddenberry, it's like, hey, you created such a positive vision of the future. And he took that, I think, to the extreme, because a lot of his directives were, hey, nobody fights in the future anymore. Everyone just gets along no matter what. And because of that, all of the threats to the ship had to be external, which makes it kind of like straightforward and not as interesting. It didn't start changing until season 3 when Michael Piller joined and kind of started influencing the writing room much more. Because Michael Piller was like, hey, let's just insert like good old fashioned drama into the show. and just try things out, and make things more allegorical than it is just like thing attacks ship. How do we get out? I mean, those are fun stories, and they still wrote those stories, like when they had the disaster episode where the fucking quantum filament hit the thing and they exploded. But yeah,
sure. But I think it's always more interesting to see, like, some realistic human interpersonal conflict, office politics, if you will, I guess.
Well, yeah, and it also makes them like believable as people. Otherwise, you're gonna just like there's nothing to relate to,
just naturally, like.
Well, you chose this episode, Jasmin. What made you choose unification? I think I have an idea, but
well, I mean, like in one word, Spock, I guess. So.
But in this first episode,
I just love that.
Yeah, it's a very sensible like sequel episode for you as well because you were around for Sarek.
Yeah. Oh, the last appearance of Sarek.
Wait, can you remind me what happened in that? I'm fucking confused as shit.
And
so remember,
yeah.
In the Sarek episode, Picard had a mind meld with Sarek, and Sarek was revealed to be suffering from a degenerative mind disease that was affecting people around him emotionally.
Sarek was the one where those dudes hid bombs.
It was Spock's dad, remember?
In their gooch?
Oh, no. No. That was a different
Sarek
ambassador.
Sarek is Spock's dad.
Yeah. But
so the episode
the one
is
like the aliens couldn't do it without Sarek. They were like, the deal's off unless Sarek is here.
Oh, got it.
And Picard was like, okay, fine, mind meld me, and then I'll be you for a second.
Yeah. Then found out like, God damn, this guy's got a dementia or something.
It was essentially Vulcan dementia.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, here's the thing. Here's my perspective, because Jasmin's coming in knowing all this backstory. All I know is that Spock beat the shit out of that bully dude when he was a kid, dude. That's all I know.
For the movie?
Yeah. All I know is Spock in the movie. Yeah. And that he likes to time travel. And
he just loves time travel.
Yeah. He likes to give tips to Chris Pine and be like, hey, I'm emotionally compromised, dude. Just go in there and tell me I'm a piece of shit.
I mean, to be honest, the end of this episode feels so much like that same moment from the J.J. Abrams Trek. He just shows up and it's it's me. I'm Leonard Nimoy again.
I think they intentionally framed it the same way. Like they had him come out of the cave in the shadow the same way. I think on purpose, because the first movie is full of illusions. There's so many shots where the captain before Chris Pine has the eye lighting, just like Kirk did in earlier movies, and then all this stuff. They definitely did lots of illusions in that movie, and then they just stopped caring later.
I appreciated the hell out of Carl Urban for Bones in that movie, though. Oh my god, he did so good.
Yeah, man, Carl Urban. This is a aside. Carl Urban in general, I don't think he's had a bad performance.
Can I say this about him though? He's not urban enough. You know what I mean? He's very put together.
Hey man.
Yeah. So from my perspective, like in all honesty, all I know is the J.J. Abrams shit. Right, like that. Like he time travels, and then there's two Spocks, and then he's like, "No, okay, I'm gonna go hang out with these people." And like they could super team it with two Spocks, but they fucking wuss out, dude. And the movies could have two Spocks and be fucking cool as shit, dude. But they fucked it up, dude. So
I think Leonard Nimoy died by then, so that might be.
They should have fucking. They brought back Tupac, dude. So to me, I'm like, fuck, we spent all this fucking episode just talking up this dude, and then he shows up in a cave. Like, let's just go to the cave, dude.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm with you. I'm with you there, Ricardo, because I have in my notes like, when are we getting to the Spock factory?
Yeah.
Well, that was apparently the big complaint. Like, this is actually I think this was considered the highest rated TNG episode since the series premiere, Encounter at Farpoint.
Really?
Yeah.
Highest rated? And
what do you mean? What do you mean? Like people were rating it, or
they advertise this as Spock comes back?
Yeah, exactly. Ratings in terms of like viewership ratings, like Nielsen ratings.
Okay, but were people
back when
watched
Nielsen really
it,
meant
but then
things.
Well, people watched it and then were immediately disappointed that he's at the last 2 seconds.
Yeah, so that's what happened. The
first few minutes kind of pique your interest. It's like, yeah, see, look, it's him. It's him.
And then all of the advertising at the time apparently was like,
oh yeah,
finally Spock enters the TNG universe, and then like,
and the whole episode you're like waiting, you're like, where is
it's
he?
why the episode is called it's one of the reasons why it's called Unification, because there's a unification in the show where they're doing something with the Romulans, but it's also a unification in the sense that they're bringing together the two shows' spheres finally, and they're having them interact. And,
that was a big deal, man.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I mean, the closest they had been allowed to do that was Sarek, right? And then they were like, fuck it, let's just do it. And apparently it was because Leonard Nimoy really wanted to. Leonard Nimoy was really liking the show. And at the time he was directing The Undiscovered Country, which I think is the 6th original series movie. And he was like, why don't we do a crossover? And then so that's why they did it. And then
it was like a cross-promotional thing, right? They're like, if I'm in it, then like Star Trek 6 gets some nice promotion. And
exactly,
I think they tried to bring him in earlier, but he was like, this doesn't make sense. And then they were like, okay, here's this though. And he was like, I'll do that. Like,
yeah. And it works because both movies, the movie and this episode, is about like two sides having to put aside their differences and coming together, right? Like they're both, from what I remember, I think Undiscovered Country is supposed to be about the fall of the Soviet Union. And I think Unification is an allegory for German reunification, which is why they're calling it that. But yeah.
Oh, so we haven't gotten there yet. Not in part 1, at least.
No, part 1's all setup. It is pure setup. Pure setup and performances and goofy scenes with Data.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't
this
that like
episode,
Jonathan Frakes' favorite part?
this episode, not enough up and too much set, dude.
Well, I guess that is a valid argument if that's what you're looking for specifically.
Well, here's the thing: is that like I'm just looking at it as an episode. Like I'm not coming at it. Yes. I don't know about Spock.
Like a one-off.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I'm just looking at it. I'm just watching this as the episode, whatever this episode is of season 5, episode 7, and the episode, it just drags. So like this lady's like, hey, there's some dude, he's like fucking Edward Snowden of Starfleet. Stole a bunch of shit, dude, and he went to Russia, dude.
We spotted him in Russia.
And also like I don't understand. So I'm just gonna fucking start shitting on this episode. I'm sorry, Jasmin. So they have the picture. She's like, patch me in, fucking VPN me into my computer, dude. And they're like, okay. And why does she have a fucking tablet? But she's like, look at this picture. It's blurry as shit, dude.
You know what's funny?
And
she was like,
so
hey, sorry, I just want to stop for just a second. She was like, I don't want to discuss this with you over subspace. I need to see you like in your quarters. And it's like, okay, now patch me through to my remote like desktop.
I know.
Yeah.
So then they patch her through, and then she's like, look at this picture, dude. It's blurry as shit. And she's like, computer, enhance it. And then later on in the episode, they enhance it again. It's like, why not save the fucking enhanced picture? Why are you working off this thing?
You forgot. It's like when you're working in Photoshop and you're like, oh, I grabbed the part I needed, and then you just close out the source file, and you're like, oh shit, I should have saved all of the traces.
Control Z wasn't like a learned thing yet.
Apparently not in the future.
They really
S,
fucked
Control
it up.
Z.
Also, this admiral that he's talking to was originally, remember the admiral from the beginning of what's the episode where Worf gets his honor? Redemption, when he's redeemed. The second episode, the season premiere, you know how there's like the African admiral, and she's kind of like, I don't think we should do the blockade. I don't agree with you, Picard. It was supposed to be her. She was supposed to come back, and no one knows why she didn't come back. She just didn't. It's even in like the production notes. And
was it like too much pressure and she ran away?
No. She wanted more money.
Oh my god.
So this lady's like, okay, so anyway, so I've remoted into my computer, and check this out. Check this picture out. It's blurry as fuck, and you could see that this is Spock, but she only unblurs Spock. If they had just unblurred the whole thing, they'd have been like, okay, well, who the fuck's this guy? This guy? But they're like, all we could afford with this Photoshop program that's from the past is this guy's face, and so they find out it's Eric's kid, and they're like, hey, you got to go figure this thing out. And he's like, all right, dude, I'll go figure it out, dude. And so they split up, right? So Picard and God damn it, Picard and Data have to go undercover and go find
So bad.
And they blackface themselves.
That was the best plan they can come up with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It happens multiple times in Star Trek.
Oh, boy. And then
remember this happened with Riker.
That's right.
In fact, the Romulans did it to them. They made a fake Geordie.
Yeah, they blackface as Vulcans, and then
they're always just blackface all over.
That weird fake Geordie. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, the fake Geordie too.
Remember?
Oh man. Oh, where did they get that guy from?
So, and also they're like, I didn't get this part. Maybe I was too fucked up to understand this, but so what the fuck is Geordie doing? Like he's inspecting this wreckage? What the fuck is up with this wreckage again?
The spaceship wreckage.
It's just
that
a
was
mystery
stolen.
that is introduced by Picard handing a PDA to Riker and saying like, "Hey, by the way, we have debris. It's a mystery. Go look at it."
The submarine
and
stuff.
I know, but
recovered.
think about this now. Think about how fast they were like, look. Let's be honest. Like the government subs knew they had imploded like at hour 1, and they were just like, we can't tell you how advanced our shit is. That we just figured we know this.
We heard it right away.
Yeah,
we heard it the minute it happened.
Yeah, we're actually reporting this way later, and we're pretending we just discovered it, but really
we're going through the song and dance. They might be alive.
Also, look, someone's gonna call me insensitive. I don't give a fuck. Fuck off, dude. Here's the thing, dude. I, as a taxpayer, don't want to flip the bill for that fucking search, dude. I'm fucking livid, dude. These pieces of shit, dude, were billionaires, dude. Bill their fucking families, dude. But you know who's gonna pay for that? Taxpayers, dude.
Yep.
I feel bad for that kid, the 19-year-old guy.
You know who I feel bad for? The taxpayers that can't afford to feed their kids because they got to pay taxes on a billionaire's fucking thing. You know what? My dad's like, isn't that sad? I'm like, sad what? That they were billionaires? You know what? He had 19 years of great life, dude. Fuck off, dude.
Also,
it's more than a lot of people get.
It's so interesting.
He had a better 19 years than I certainly did at that point.
There's so many,
I'm sure.
So many signs that, like, okay, like new news. This is stupid that the sub thing is happening, but it's just like how there's so many different things that have been coming out over and over again about like, oh my god. So yes, he was controlling with the Logitech controller, sure, but apparently the entire electrical system was designed by college interns. Like he didn't even
solid
figure it out himself.
Look, he's giving them a chance, okay?
So this is how this links into this. We knew. Look, we this whole thing was a goddamn fucking Ponzi scheme, looking for this stupid fucking submarine, dude. People were like, yes, whoever finds it, it's gonna be lucky. We're gonna find him alive. And so we knew from the beginning they were dead. Let's be honest. From the beginning, when they were like,
they heard it, they reported it. Yeah,
they're dead. And so if we have the technology now in the water, when there's like, oh yeah, it imploded, and you know the bodies, we won't even find bodies. We'll just find some of the wreckage, right? Just off of not even seeing it, just knowing like this vessel went away. Why does it take them forever to figure this thing out over here, dude? Like, they have state of the art fucking technology, dude. Picard has an iPad, dude. Look at his iPad, dude. That's like an iPad 35, dude. And you're telling me that they can't just scan the parts and be like, and like data can't come in. By the way, why don't they just use data all the time? I'd just be using data, fucking figure out what the fuck has happened here, dude. And he just literally just fucking scans it and he's like, oh, see, because of this, blah, blah. He fucking Sherlock Holmes the shit out of it, dude.
Yeah.
Data is there.
But
is
that's
there like,
the thing.
Yeah.
They kept scanning it and being like, well, this element means that it was for spacefaring, but then the fact that it was in like a high-speed crash, what does that mean? There's some Vulcan stuff in here. They don't use this. Why? Like, it's like, it was like too many parts that they couldn't nail down one
It's
thing.
like the Paul Walker crash. They're like, wait a minute, the actor from Fast and the Furious died in a fucking, that doesn't make any sense. He's just an actor. This isn't bad. This is a good analogy. I love Paul Walker. But imagine like the cops showing up and too soon. The cops show up and they're like, wait a minute, Paul Walker died here? And they're like, yeah, dude, he crashed his Porsche. Wait, Paul Walker or the dude in the movie? which guy? And they're like, no,
confused.
the actor, and it was like, who's on first, dude?
No.
And
also,
now,
why are the parts all over the floor? Like,
Exactly.
it's like not very secure, or I mean, I don't know what they're doing with these parts.
Yeah.
Is that a plot we don't know yet? Like,
Well, it's just because it crashed. So it was so much debris over like an asteroid belt type deal that they were just like picking up pieces and we're like, here you go.
And this is not unrelated to this at this point, or whatever the fuck's going on.
Well, if it is related to the main story, we don't know what it is yet.
We don't know yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of this episode, we don't know.
So let's just run through their storyline so we can really concentrate on the hard ass bed that fucking Sarek is on.
That's why he died. That's why he fucking died.
Yeah,
Poor guy doesn't even have a blanket.
This episode is a series of uncomfortable beds.
Yeah. By the way, I bet some writer had a beef with like a fucking mattress company, and he's like, they wouldn't give me a refund. I'm gonna just fucking shit on all fucking beds in this episode.
Mattresses don't
and
exist.
now he's the CEO of Sleep Number.
Yeah, he's Mr. Steely. So they go their separate ways, and Riker now is in charge of. He's the captain now, and he's off looking for this thing, and they go to a junkyard, and this junkyard guy is being a fucking dick, dude. And they're like, what's up with this thing? And he's like, yeah, no need, no, we don't have time for that shit. Did you make an appointment? And then he's like, no, I didn't make an appointment, but like, you're the junkyard man, dude.
DMV
you have nothing
vibes.
to do.
Yeah, it's like the
he's-
DMV. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, well, no appointment means you step to the back of the line, and he's like, there's no fucking line. We're the only ones dude here. We're the only pieces of shit here, dude. And so it goes back and forth, and finally, for some weird reason, he's like, Deanna, you handle this. Like he's gonna like she's gonna charm him, like, oh please. But
I was afraid they were gonna go too hard with that like sort of cliche like trope of like, okay, Deanna, you have to flirt your ass off and
get into your
Yeah.
sexiest outfit.
I mean, the way I saw it is Riker was like, if I'm captain for the day, Deanna, you're going to work today. And he made her was just like, I'm putting you in fucking charge. And she looks at him like, oh God, I have to work today? Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
I don't know how to do
you
this.
know what, dude? You pointed something out that I didn't want to say because I'm a dude, but since you pointed it out, Deanna doesn't do a lot of fucking working on the ship.
No, she's not. And half the time she's wrong.
She's wrong. And like her clients tell her, you're wrong. You're so wrong.
You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong.
You're so wrong.
and so I don't know why she like really fucking gets angry with this thing. She's like, oh fuck, I gotta work today. And so I don't know what she does to this dude, but he's all happy and he comes onto the ship. I don't know why he comes onto the ship.
They're trying to charm him. They're trying to like impress him.
Yeah.
They're trying
I mean,
to be
kudos to him for just being honest. And it's like, yeah, I like being in close proximity to breasts. It's all right.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to spend your day.
No.
Yeah, he was just honest about it, and he complied.
Yeah.
And to be
He's
fair,
like, you know what?
To be
I
fair,
see boob, I comply.
Deanna had the insight to be like, hey, he's the king of his little hill. You have to treat him like a king. And that's why they brought him on board. They're like, let's bring him to the bridge.
See, that's why I feel like, oh my God, I just want to call him Jonathan Frakes now. Riker. That's why Riker was like, because she was like, he's a king of his own hill like 3 times. And he's like, you know what, Deanna? You do it then. Like,
yeah.
Tell me all about your giant eel.
Yeah. You know what they should have said is they should have done this. Riker should have done this. Gone like, dude, you're alone there, dude. How about I give you 5 minutes in the old fucking
would you like access to a holodeck?
Yeah, holodeck, front of the line pass. You come in, you holodeck for 5 minutes.
You come in, and you come out.
Yeah, you come in, you come out, you come out 5 pounds lighter, and
All right.
and
You
Sounds
get
good
to
to
decide
me.
how you become lighter.
yeah. And so
or heavier, maybe.
Yeah. and you know what? That would have worked just as well because there's breast in the holodeck. But no, he does it the old-fashioned way, and then so he goes. he finds this thing, the shit they're looking for, and then it's missing. They're like, "Oh, it's missing. Nothing. That never happens." It's like, motherfucker, you're the junkyard DMV, dude. Shit is always going missing, dude. Like
this must be so embarrassing for you in front of Deanna.
Yeah, dude. And so they're like, "All right, we'll take us where it's at."
There's no cameras anywhere in this whole fucking junkyard.
Don't even get me started on the lack of cameras everywhere and everywhere.
Or just sensors to know the spot is empty.
Nowadays, we have cameras everywhere, dude. You log into a fucking OnlyFans, you'll probably find somebody with a camera in their butthole, dude. But you're telling me that in the future we don't have any goddamn cameras, dude?
Apparently we don't. We don't have them in any of the bays. We don't have them. I have
a tiny ass 2-bedroom apartment, dude. I have 3 cameras, dude. 3 cameras and an Alexa in every room.
Yeah, we have like 4 or 5 cameras as well.
In this house, currently there are 6 cameras that are on right now.
Yeah, 3 of them are on you, Marvin. And so
so no funny business, listeners.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're telling me that there's no goddamn cameras in the future, dude? That there's a scarcity of fucking camera chips. So this dude's
Everyone's
like, oh, and then
now.
they go and they're like, we're gonna go play hide and go seek because this ship's gonna come in for its packages. So they go and they park and they're like, turn off the lights, dude. They'll know we're here. And so they literally turn off the engines.
They'll think this is just a huge decommissioned flagship Federation vessel.
And so
the ideas in this episode are not that great. Let's dress up in like rom face and
and so
turn off the lights and
I love the term rom face.
It's just not great.
And so
sounds like a rollicking good time.
They hide and this ship shows up and they're like, "Hey, show yourselves, you pieces of shit! Why are you stealing ships?" And they're like, "Fuck you!" And they turn on, they shoot, and then they're like, "Well, shoot them back, dude!" And they shoot back, and those dudes have so many weapons. It's like they have so many fireworks in the fucking in the ship.
They shot a fireworks factory, and it's
and it's oh fuck.
Have you guys ever seen the footage of not the fireworks factory explosion, the one where in San Diego for 4th of July, they accidentally programmed the fireworks incorrectly, the computer program. So instead of spreading the program across 15 minutes, it was spread across 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
was it over Mission Bay?
Yeah.
It was over Mission Bay, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was over Mission Bay.
Really bad.
And the sky was on fire.
Yeah.
Everyone cheered and thought it was amazing, but then everyone was like,
opening fireworks festival ever.
Some people started running. Some people started running. It was pretty great.
So the thing explodes and they're like, well, fuck, we're not gonna get answers now. And basically they're like, well, fuck it, dude. What are we gonna do? And so they blow
the best part though is that like they frame it's like, well, just shoot their weapon system. Let them know we're here. Like, just give us something to think about. Let them know we're here. Actually, they're carrying a lot of.
Yep.
I was like, he killed a man.
Yeah, they killed everybody that was in that shit.
And Riker's expression is more of like
I know, it doesn't even look remorseful. He's just kind of like,
It's like, damn, that wasn't supposed to happen.
That was a little too strong. Too strong.
Well, they were kind of asking for it.
I was like,
they
he
were
covered
firing
his
at
bases.
us.
He said
you all saw it. They were firing on us.
Yeah. And so let's go back to the other storyline.
The Enterprise's body cam was on. They have all the footage. Yeah.
So they go. Picard goes to see Sarek's lady friend. Now, is this Spock's mom or is this a second wife?
Second wife.
Second wife, I think.
Second wife.
Yeah.
Maybe even third wife?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think he was ever married to the first woman, and then he was married to her.
Wedlock, dude.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay, cool.
That's why.
Wait, was he actually? Maybe they were married.
Sarek fucks, dude.
But Sarek's had a lot.
That's exactly what you said in that other episode.
Sarek's had a lot of interesting relationships because
so this lady's like, oh, he loves his kid, fucking Spock, dude, and now I'm thinking Sarek's a kind of deadbeat dad, dude. And so he's like, yeah, old Sarek.
Well, they imply that because when Picard's trying to explain Sarek's relationship to Spock, he goes, well, Riker, sometimes sons and fathers. And Riker goes, say less, sir. Because he has shit with his dad.
Oh, yeah.
So he's kind of just like, okay, it's just like that. I hate my dad. He hates his dad. Perfect.
Yeah.
A lot of daddy issues.
Yeah.
Nice little neat nod to continuity there.
And this fucking lady is like, mint tea. I haven't had mint tea in ages. It's like, you have a replicator, you idiot. Fucking make some tea, dude. I don't know why
that was
she's
my
surprised.
question. Did she?
There
Are
should
they
be
like really strict? Did they like not replicate things in Vulcan?
I don't know.
a thing?
Or maybe Vulcan replicators like refuse to have human recipes or like
It's
something.
vulgar.
Oh, I thought you were about to say like mint is too emotional.
Taco Bell is too emotional a food to replicate for Vulcan replicators.
Well, it gets you angry sometimes when you have to go to the bathroom.
Man.
So this lady's mint tea the best, and I don't understand. Here's the thing: nobody should ever be surprised by a drink or a food. Because it should just be like eating like. Think about this, dude. No diabetes, dude. I'd be eating everything all day, dude. All day, and just shitting myself, taking a sonic shower, and eating again, dude. And then having lipo every fucking night, dude.
Just like a Roman would.
Why not?
First of all, I wouldn't work for Starfleet. I would just be in the ship and just fucking.
Yeah,
it would be a
Why
rotation
even in a ship? Just be on Earth.
Rotation
just
of like
this on Earth. Yeah,
food and the what's it called? The room holodeck, dude. That's all it would be, dude.
That's all you need.
Yeah, yeah. And I would definitely have like a vitamin D deficiency, but they would just inject it into the replicator food.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
And so she's like, yeah. So what's up with Sarek, dude? Like, what's going on with him? And she's like, oh, well, he's really bad right now, and he basically he's in a comatose state, kind of. He just sleeps all day, and he's in an emotional state now. Yeah, it's like
comfortable ass bed.
Yeah, I'll tell you why he's emotional, because he's sitting on a fucking block of cheese or something, dude. Like. This thing's so hard, dude.
And he has no blankets
in the center of a room, a center of a brightly lit room, and
it's probably terrible. I think anybody would go crazy.
It looks more like a sacrificial altar than it looks like a bedroom.
He just looks like he's in an open sarcophagus.
Yeah.
He's just in an open casket.
Like we're just watching him until he dies. Like that's
That is kind of what it seems like.
It looks like it looks like kind of like in movies you see like old timey like massage places like in Roman times, you know? Like
it does look like that.
Yeah, and then someone like hits you with like fucking herbs, you know? Bam. But no one is doing that, and he's in the middle and he's shivering, dude.
He's shivering. I'm like, get this man a blanket. God, he's literally
200-year-old man,
and he's going all network on everybody. He's like, I'm tired, and I'm tired of this shit. And then she's like, all right, I'll leave you with him, and he's like, hey, Sarek, it's me, Picard, and he's like, Picard, what's up, dude?
The way she drops Picard off with Sarek, she kind of goes, Sarek, Picard's here. And she turns to Picard, goes, he might not talk to you. I don't know. And she just walks away.
She was very like, in the other episode, she was super like, this is my husband. I care for him so much. And then this one, she was kind of like, well, good luck with that. And just walks away.
She has the energy of like a caretaker who's gotten like very tired. Like they love their spouse who's like, you sick.
But they've been doing this for every day. This is their baseline. And I do. Yeah, I get that.
She probably hits him, dude.
Oh my God.
I agree. I get those vibes as well.
Hits him with herbs.
I did get that vibe this rewatch, and I was like, oh my God. She's so aggressive.
She's ready for her next husband.
Yeah, she's like, if you don't speak to Picard, you don't get your blanket. And
Is Sarek wealthy? Does he have a lot of money?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, he's a very prominent figure in both the Federation and Vulcan
a lot
culture,
of money and a big dick, probably. So Sarek's like, Picard, and he's like, your son, where the fuck is he, dude? Where's the money, Lebowski? And he's like, I think he's with his homie. His homie used to hang out with the whole time. Yeah, and then he's like, okay, tell me more. He's like, yeah, when he was little, he would like go off and like masturbate in like the hills, and he would come back and I'd say, what were you doing? And he's like, nothing.
That could be a metaphor. The mountain could be a metaphor so that he kept jacking off and I kept catching him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he never broke.
Yeah, he never broke. He never broke, dude. And he's like, well, and my thing is like, if he's not doing anything wrong, like why the fuck are you fucking pissed off, dude? That's why maybe you're
because the lack of discipline,
shit, dude.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, and then he's like, where's my son? And he's like, it's probably with that homie you're talking about. And he's like, what homie? And he's like, the one you said that these homies with. And he's like, how would you know that? He's like, God damn, I wanted Picard to look at the camera and go, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, but you could really tell he's losing his shit, dude. And so
it is really
like,
weird. He's like, I get it. He's probably just angry because Spock won't listen to him. But all he did was go into the mountains. Like, why is that so bad?
Yeah.
It was because he wasn't listening to him. He was like, you need structure, discipline. And Spock was like, I'm half human. I'm just going to go do what I want.
Yeah,
and
I mean, fucking Winona Ryder goes in the mountains. Why can't I go
all the time,
mountains?
dude? And so finally he leaves them and he goes back to his cold ass bed, dude. And then he does a live long and prosper. And then Picard holds his finger. I thought he was going to fucking break his fucking. I thought he was going to break his hand, dude. I was like, he's like, tell me. He's like, I'm tired, dude. I want to go back to my ship. Tell me where the fuck Spock is, dude.
It's a torture tactic.
Yeah,
he's
like, fucking bang. He like breaks his fucking hand.
Breaks his fingers off.
Yeah. And he's all, where's the terrorist? Where's Bin Laden?
Give me back my son.
Yeah. And so he says goodbye to him. And then
it is a sad moment though that he can't finish. He can't save Prosper.
I know. I kept yelling at the scream. I was like, Prosper!
I kept going like, this guy should have died fucking ages ago.
He was like almost gonna cry because he couldn't remember what the other word was. He was like, live long
dude.
and...
this is what he gets for yelling at his kid, dude. This piece of shit, dude.
It is implied throughout all of this that he's not a great dad. I think like you joke, like there is the joke of, he's a deadbeat dad, but I think that's actually what he is. He's like too focused on his career to really care about his family.
And getting laid by different ladies.
Yeah, that's actually apparently a thing. According to the
they touch on that in Discovery too.
Yeah, they touch on him too.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I don't know. Do you know anything about Discovery?
No, I've only seen the first 2 episodes ever.
So you do know something about Discovery, Marvin?
Oh,
fucking liar.
I know Michael Burnham causes a war, and that's it.
Here's the thing: have you seen Star Wars? No, I just seen the episode 1 and 2, but I don't know anything about it.
Well, that's not Star Wars.
He's like, so you know that his dad's fucking Darth Vader. Then that you do know something.
What?
I had no idea.
Spoiler alert. So then they go and they're like, well, there's only one option, guys. Get these goddamn pointy ears on us, black faces, and get us down to that planet, dude. We got to go undercover, dude.
We have no choice.
Yeah, we have no choice.
I have a question. Why is it Picard is sent specifically? Is it like the protagonist thing again, or is it because?
Can I tell you? He's the most important part of the show. He's the highest ranking guy, and he's like, "Great, a foot mission, a field mission. Let's send the best guy out there."
Is Picard like specifically like
he's
good
trained
for the mission?
Like, hey, Picard, you have experience defecting to an enemy faction and killing a bunch of people. You should go.
Do you know that movie Master of Disguise?
No, I don't.
Picard, dude.
I thought you said Masters of the Skies. Master of Disguise.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I hate its commercials.
I've never seen it either.
I was obsessed with that movie when it came out. I was obsessed. It does not age well at all. It would not ring
I just
true
remember the
today.
Yeah, that's what everyone remembers. Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
So Picard is known throughout the galaxy to be, he just disappears into character, dude. Best actor. And Data?
Yeah. He does love acting.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
That's why, dude.
Well, they chose him because of his relationship, or because he has part of Sarek. They were like, only he can reach Spock, and get the true reason through this.
Yeah.
that was why.
Sure.
So they're they basically they got to send him to Russia.
But did Starfleet know that had happened?
Oh yeah, the Starfleet knew that happened. Yeah, because Sarek had to do the negotiation, and then it came out and all that. So
yeah, it came out that he likes to fuck a lot of ladies. So then they have to get a transport. They have to get they have to sneak in.
This is cool. There. I like them bringing old stuff back in, and they're being like, "Hey, Gowron, come on."
Yeah.
Do stuff.
So
but apparently he's a piece of shit, though.
Yeah, dude, he's a piece of shit.
He's a Klingon.
The Candyman. It's a Candyman, right? The Candyman is it?
No, Gowron is the Candyman's his brother.
Gowron is Crazy Eyes. Crazy Eyes.
So they're like, we need Crazy Eyes to give us a fucking ship, dude, because they need to sneak into Romulus. Romulus. Why is it called Romulus? But it's where they. I don't understand, dude. There's no Romulans. There's no Romulans in Romulus, right?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Romulans are from Romulus.
Okay. Oh, sorry. But Spock is a
Vulcan.
Okay, Marvin had to clear this up for me. Marvin,
I figured it out.
I didn't understand that.
I just needed to hear it out loud. I figured I got it.
Okay.
They're from different races,
but
and they're buddies. They're homies.
They're related. They're the same species, right?
Yes.
Way back in the day, they were the same species. Then they split off.
Dude.
Yeah,
they fucked and then they split up. Okay, so then
so someone fucked something weird, and then
nothing's weird.
They had a difference in opinions, and we're like, "Fuck you, that tribe," and then split off.
No king shaming.
It's Springfield, Shelbyville. One of them wanted to marry their cousins.
No king shaming.
Basically, your old
the Vulcans stuck to their root marm.
Yeah, that's exactly.
This is what happened, dude. There's two tribes. There was one tribe, really, and one peoples were like, "Hey, we got to circumcise these babies," and the other tribe was like, "No, dude, that sounds like mutilation, dude." And they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna split up."
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it happened.
So they go to Crazy Eyes and they're like, "Hey, we need a ship," but Crazy Eyes won't return their calls, dude, because he's rewriting history.
He's super busy.
They're like, "Motherfucker, dude!" They get his messenger and he's like, "Dude, tell this fucker that if he doesn't give us the goddamn ship, dude, we're gonna go to this other homie and we're gonna tell him we're gonna owe him a favor, you know? And you know how our favors are."
I was a little surprised that Picard didn't suggest, "What if we ask your brother, Worf? Can he provide a ship? He is a captain."
No. This is a baller move, dude. Because he just said "fuck you" to this guy. Because if he would have gone to his brother, it would have been like, "Oh, he's scared to confront this thing." But no, this is
true.
This is a Worfian move, dude. Where you're like, "No, fuck that, dude. Not only are you giving me a ship, but you're gonna give me some people, dude, to fly the ship." And then the guys show up and they're like, "All right, get on the fucking ship, dude." And they're like, "Here's the thing: we only have one bed, motherfuckers. And there's no cushions." And they're like, "That's fine." And Picard says it's fine to everything.
Soft.
Yeah, he's like, "We're not soft like you idiots. We don't sleep with fucking sheets or fucking pillows, dude. Just a slab of cement, dude.
No space blankets here.
Yeah.
We're tough here."
Yeah, and he's like, Picard's like, "No problem here, Governor." And he's like, "All right, dude." And he's like, "We don't have none of that fucking shitty ass fucking human food, dude. You're gonna eat fucking our food."
Yeah.
And he's like, chef's kiss. I can't wait to.
I like
try.
to imagine this is actually
a stupid, disgusting bullshit food. Let's go.
I like to imagine this is actually a hazing, and the captain's quarters is very well furnished.
He
has
super comfortable
a Casper mattress on his, and
sleep number.
They have old timey waterbeds.
Oh my god.
So
it's
he's
a
like,
four-post bed, and he's covered.
he's like, "Oh, no problem here, Governor. We're all cool, dude." And so they finally do some work, and they're doing some bullshit, and it's time for bed. And Picard's like, "Well, there's only one bed," and he's like, Data's like, "Nah, no, don't worry." He's like, I don't sleep, so go to sleep.
I'll just
I'll
stand
chill here. Yeah, I'll just stand here. And then Picard just is like, "Fuck, he's just standing there behind me, dude. That's fucking awkward." Also, I don't know why Data didn't go out of courtesy. I'll just go stand in the corner and kind of power off. And you don't.
I think that's one of those he hasn't totally experienced that yet, so he doesn't quite understand.
It's a completely new situation. Yeah.
That you're not supposed to stare at someone when they sleep.
Picard had just been direct and said, "Could you just sit down in the corner over there away?"
Also, guys. The ground isn't made out of fucking thorns. Fucking lay down the floor, Dita.
Just lay on the floor.
The floor is as good as the bed right now.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
I would have laid on the floor for sure.
Data's a goddamn fucking dope, dude.
Or squeeze in. I would have been like, "Data, come squeeze in."
Oh yeah. Oh,
got enough
Data, you can be big spoon.
They don't have any blankets.
Yeah, Data can be big spoon, and Picard can be little spoon.
So he's like, "Fuck it, let's get it. Well, let's start planning this bullshit, dude, because you're not gonna let me sleep." sleep. And so they start playing the thing, and then like they're like, all right, well, it's time to put on our blackface, dude. And so cut to the
Sarek died.
Yeah, Sarek died.
Yeah. It's not important, dude.
Whoops.
It's not important.
Well, I mean, we just get like a very small little note that he, like, oh yeah, he died.
Yeah. It's literally a note. Your homie Sarek died. And
so Mark Leonard,
Picard,
the guy,
stop. Sarek is dead. Stop.
Yeah.
The actor who played Sarek, Mark Leonard, did not know his character died. He just went to set, did the scene, and he didn't know he died until he watched the episode. And he's like, well, that's a lame way for my character to die.
They didn't tell him.
He found out at a freaking con. I think it was at a con.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh my
like
goodness.
Oh,
yeah, they
guy.
like played some part of the episode or something, and he was like, "I fucking died," and
Oh man.
it was something like that, or I don't know, something stupid like that. I was just like, "Holy shit, that sucks," and
they
he was
never
really
told him.
offended.
Oh, poor
Aw.
guy.
That's really sad. Like, why would
watch
they
your own
not
work,
tell
damn it.
him?
Or I think I read something today. I think he said it was like chintzy that he died off camera or
He was
something.
miffed. He was definitely miffed. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
like, pfft. He's like, well, you know.
Chintzy
But, I mean,
miffed.
it's-
Good
but
vocab.
like, you know, characters have to die for emotional impact, you know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, we needed good lead in to show you Spock. We're trading Vulcans. We're trading up.
in a way, yeah.
There's almost like a hard cut between these two scenes, which is them putting on like their costumes, and then the Warfian dude coming in and is like, you guys if you guys get caught, you guys are gonna get killed. And he's like, we won't get caught because we're the best at disguises. And then hard cut to, so they're gonna come in dressed up. This guy Picard, we have a good intelligence that he's gonna come in here.
The
disguised as
Romulans
one of
know
us.
instantly they're on
It
their way.
was so amazing. They knew exactly their plan.
Oh yeah.
And so they're like we got to be on the lookout for this dude, fucking Picard dude, dresses like us. And so they're in there and they're like walking around, and he's like, Data's like, oh, Captain, blah blah. He's like, stop fucking calling me Captain, you idiot. And he's like, oh, sorry, sir. And he's like,
Stop moving like that.
yeah, stop moving so robotic, dude. Just be cool, man. And he's like, how does not compute, sir. And so they go and they're looking for information at this like restaurant, and they're like, we don't have information, dude. All we have is hot soup, dude, gruel soup. And so the lady's like, who are you? Are you the health inspector? Free gruel soup for you, dude. And he's like, and then she gives him free soup, and then there's some security guards in the back that you see, and then you can tell that they're like, are these guys the guys we're looking for? And then they start eating the soup, and Picard's like, oh, damn it, like you could tell like it's a shit soup, dude. And it's probably not even warm, dude. It's like a phlegm soup, and they look back at the security. He's like, oh, he's like, sir, you should pretend you like your soup, and then they're like, yummy. Security guards are like, these fuckers, these pieces of shit are not enjoying their soup. Let's fucking take them in, dude. These guys are the imposters, because we know how we love our soup, dude. Our people love soup, dude. There's nothing more we love than phlegm soup, dude. And you can't tell that they're saying this, but you could feel the vibe, dude.
Yeah.
And
these
so
out-of-towners are making fun of our local soup culture. These bitches.
Goddamn phlegm soup. It's like clam chowder. So they arrest them.
Phlegm soup. Oh god.
Yeah. and so they get arrested. And Picard, I bet you, is like, God damn it, dude. I shouldn't have fucking tasted the shitty soup, dude, if I knew we were going to get caught anyway. Now he's got that shitty taste of the soup in his mouth. And he had no drink to wash it down, dude. That's the craziest part.
Yeah.
So he's got dry ass throat with fucking soup flavoring.
Now it's going to distract him all throughout part 2.
Yeah, he's gonna be like,
there's an implication.
Oh god, it's so gross.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I can't get over phlegm soup.
It's just stuck in his throat.
I feel like I feel it now.
Ew, that's so gross.
You know how you have to cough a lot when you're like, it's in there.
And it never goes away. If you're sick, it's always there.
And then you
But
try
there's
to
the knowledge that it's not yours.
They're totally eating the soup out of those glass plastic. Well, not glass, but like those clear plastic bowls you'd find like a buffet where the Jello and salad are.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I feel like every like prop food and Star Trek comes from catering. Like it looks like it's just from the catering.
They're like, give me some of that phlegm soup. And he's like, the pudding, the tapioca pudding. Is that tapioca pudding? It doesn't look anything like that, dude. But no,
it's like I made this 30 minute ago. Yeah, flame soup. Get
a couple of weeks ago, I was getting over a cold, and you remember how I had my voice was all hoarse, and stuff.
Yeah.
And well, one day it got really bad, and it was like I was talking like Michael Madsen. I kept saying that woman deserves her revenge, and my son kept going.
You did keep saying that.
Yeah,
my son kept going. Dad, you gotta go. and then I think you started telling me what to do. And I'm like, you don't think I've tried that, dude?
Oh my god!
Yeah. And we were driving, so he's in the back seat. He's like, you gotta go, and then cough a little bit, and then you gotta.
What a great age.
Yeah. And so I imagine like
have you tried not being a sick piece of shit? Have you tried
I imagine like Data telling Picard that like you gotta and then cough a little bit and then swallow. So they get caught and they're like and then the Picard Spock's homie's like, dude, don't worry about it, we know it's you, dude, we could see through your shitty disguise.
Yeah.
Thank God we found you so soon. Those disguises fucking suck.
Yeah.
What were you guys thinking?
Yeah, and he's like, you guys don't even like our soup, dude. And he's like, oh, they're like, oh, so okay, so you guys know who we are. That's cool. And then fucking old Spock shows up out of the cave and shit. And he's like, it's me, Spock. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's what he says. It's a me, Spock.
Yeah.
Oh, I really, we didn't mention. Did we mention this? So when the Klingon was saying that like some woman might like lick the paint off their ears and
off of Data's ear.
He's like, oh, don't you guys look sweet? And like was like making fun of them.
He's like, he knows that Data will be the pretty one amongst the two of them.
Oh, it's so funny. He's like, some Romulan woman will lick the paint off your ears.
Oh god.
I was like, disgusting. What the fuck?
I was reading the way they introduced Spock here reminds me of someone on Twitter, and it was a genius post, by the way. This was like a few months ago when the Oppenheimer trailer came out. He's like, spoiler alert, I've seen it. Stay after the credits, because there's a scene where somebody's like in an office and they're like, well, E equals what? E equals what? And then he's like, and then you hear footsteps. He's like, then you hear footsteps. He's like, it's like a clock. and then someone says MC squared, and the camera pans up, and it's fucking Einstein, dude. And I thought that tweet is like perfect. That tweet is perfect.
It's the Oppenheimer cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And that's all I could think of when Spock showed up. It's like, and it's like, bump, bump.
I dig it.
So
excellent.
Look, a lot of fucking flam for a weak fucking reveal. They should have just fucking revealed it from the beginning. Hey, Spock's in this fucking episode. Let's get to partying, dude.
Well, they had to
we should have started the episode at the last scene.
Here's the thing.
That's where we go.
Jasmine, if the next episode isn't a badass episode that warrants all this, you're gonna hear it from me.
Well, I'm probably gonna hear from you then.
Like, I mean,
the next episode, be a banger.
Managing expectations is a skill.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
that's
is.
true. That's true. So that's how it leaves off. It's like, hey, it's old Spocky, and he's like, hey, I'm hanging out with a homie, and I'm Edward Snowden, and I'm here in Russia.
Yeah. And we're still
In
not
this
sure why
cave.
he's there.
Yeah.
We're still
And
not
he's in
sure.
some cave. Why are they in a
There's-
cave?
yeah,
Well, they're hiding. They're hiding.
There-
That's why.
More questions. There's more questions than goddamn answers.
They weren't really
dude.
hiding that well. They were out and about.
Nobody has.
I mean,
Everybody in the show is fucking horrible at
Get
hiding, dude.
yeah, everyone's pretty terrible at hiding.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All that we really learned is that Sarek likes to fuck and he's a deadbeat dad. And he's cold
And
as
he's-
shit.
We learned
dude.
that the
dead
other
now.
episode.
Yeah.
Well, this
And-
is more of like the I think it's more of a kind of revisiting everything episode to remind us of characters and to set things up. Like, because there is a bunch of random stuff going on that seems like
There's a
it'll
lot
all
of
tie
callbacks
together.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of comedy in this episode. Unintentional,
Yeah.
but a lot of comedy.
Also
I do
intentional
wanna s-
with the data
because-
just
Yeah.
staring.
Yeah.
I do want to say this. Here's why I was so upset at this episode, because the previous episode had flip-flopped me. I came in so angry when I saw it was Wesley coming back. And then bam, he
Mhm.
comes out of nowhere and fucking out terrorists the terrorist, dude. And he fucking wows me, dude. And I'm like, God damn it. All this setup of him being a piece of shit kid pays off, dude, because he just fucking finessed these goddamn terrorists, dude.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm on a high, dude. I'm on a 10 right now, dude. I almost gave that episode a 10, right?
Right, you gave it
Yeah.
9.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm,
dude.
mhm,
It was, I
mhm.
came out hot out of that episode, and to have a lot of like backstory here, and then like, oh, Spock. I wish they would have just, dude. Imagine you start off, you opening shot, fucking Spock. How
Yeah.
fucking surprising that
Well, that's
would
what they were
be.
trying to do with the screenshot. I
With just
think.
the shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like they should have done
It
the
doesn't hit the
whole MC
same.
squared. What is E equal? They should have done that bit, dude. And then like you just hear tapping and it's a cave, and dude, Tarantino this shit, dude. You show the end first. You book fucking you what is it?
Yeah.
Bookmarking? Book not
Mhm.
That's
bookmarking.
in media res when you start at
What
the
the
end.
fuck are you talking about? Bookend it.
Yeah.
You bookend it. You start with the end and then backtrack and then come back to the end.
Wasn't there
that
some
would've been
sort of
badass.
connection with like Sarek dying and Gene Roddenberry dying? I feel like there was something that I cannot remember
did
now.
They plan
like-
that?
do you-
Or
do
did
you
they
think-
say,
Really?
oh, he
Oh.
died, let's
do you
have
think-
Sarek die?
Planned.
I doubt
but-
it was planned.
They planned to
but-
kill him right as the episode.
Yeah.
But maybe
They're like-
something along the lines of like, oh, we have this idea. Maybe we should like put this in this like. Oh, shit, I don't remember.
I didn't know.
You
So I
think they
think the idea-
reorder the episodes? They're like,
Yeah,
they're like, Gene died. Execute Order 69.
but they
And then
did
the-
shoot it so
the Spock
fast. Like
episode.
I feel like they
Well-
shot it so fast right before
Well, I
they aired
know
it too.
that the actual original Sarek episode storyline was supposed to be at least partially, people believe was partly inspirational by Gene's current illness at the time. So it's kind of like, oh, Gene is the show's creator and founder. He's this great man we all look up to, and now he's ravaged by illness. And it's
Wait,
the same
how did
for
he
Sarek.
pass away?
I forget what the illness was. I,
don't
think it
know
might
what
have
it
been
was.
cancer. Let me look it up.
Because 70 is quite young, I think, in my opinion, for these days.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, he
whoa,
died in
this-
91.
Here's
That's
70's
ancient
young.
times now.
Here's the thing. Here's I shit on
Eons ago.
I'm always talking about people retiring at 65, and I mean it. I think everyone should retire from every job at 69, except being a Walmart greeter. If you want to have some fun, but we should take care of our old. We should, if they don't have enough money to retire, we should help them retire as a community.
Absolutely.
As a taxpayer, I would be willing to pay more taxes to take care of the elderly and not have them be working out there, dude. I'm tired of seeing goddamn piece of shit
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell
It's
out there
so sad
and all these
seeing-
goddamn pieces of shit in Congress. Retire at 65 from every job.
Yep.
But if you want to be, if you want to stay, you know, you have your mind active and you still want a job, here's what we do. This is the thing I'm running on for Congress. We put old people helping at animal shelters, holding fucking dogs, going to orphanages and holding babies, going to fucking Walmart and greeting people, reading to okay, so maybe this is a bad idea. You shouldn't read to sick kids because what if you get sick and you're old? Got it.
Or like museums.
But museums, yeah.
That's
or like,
me. I would do the animal shelter thing. I am planning on it.
Yeah.
Or just in general, like, hey, if there's an orphanage, get a bunch of grandparents in there, dude. Just you know how old people love fucking young kids, dude. Get them in there.
Oh my god, that sounds really
in a non creepy way.
What?
Like
old people love fucking young kids, huh?
Yeah, they love kids, dude.
Oh no!
So get them in there. Get them in there telling fucking old timey stories, dude. Even if they're a little racist, it's fine.
We gotta quit using "fucking" as a filler word, guys.
Not this guy, dude. Because these colors don't fucking run, dude. And we gotta get these people retired, dude. I don't know why I ended up here, but I did.
For Gene Roddenberry, it turns out his cause of death
That's what it is. That's what it was. Sorry.
Extremely complicated. It was actually
what is it?
It was extremely complicated. So he had a combination of cerebrovascular disease and encephalopathy, and it was not through natural causes. A lot of it was because he hadn't been taking care of his diabetes very well. Another was that he was taking tons of alcohol, tons of meth, lots of cocaine.
What?
Meth?
Yeah. I mean, this is Hollywood back in the 70s and shit, right?
Wait,
like,
what are you talking about?
Taking
like
they're all on
drugs.
meth and coke.
He was like, so he had diabetes, which is
wait, he was really doing drugs?
Oh yeah,
and he was on meth
He was
and like
man.
cocaine
He
and
was totally
stuff.
taking tons of drugs. Yeah,
You're changing my mind on this whole Gene Roddenberry. he's a man.
So then what happened is in
he's doing
'89
Quaaludes and fucking writing episodes.
yeah, actually, not even joking. Yeah, and in 1989 he had a stroke, which debilitated him a lot, and his health just kept declining from there. And
he was a Wolf of Wall Street of fucking writing of sci-fi.
Everyone was the Wolf of Wall Street of writing.
He was snorting cocaine off of women's buttholes.
Yeah,
Mark
he
of
was.
the Wharf Street.
All right, maybe you know what? Maybe he should have gone sooner for all the drugs he was doing.
Well, maybe we're surprised. We're happy he made it as long as he did.
He was extremely sexually active. He was quite the swinger.
Really?
So,
right. Yeah, that's why we have all the Ryza stuff and like.
Yeah, that's why that's why like there's extreme.
That's why there's such extensive data on Ferengi genitals.
Well, look. I don't know if this is a true fact or if I just read somewhere, but like there's a lot of STDs in like retirement homes because there's a lot
it's true.
of
It's
fucking
It's absolutely true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
retirement homes
true.
are like
a cesspool.
Well, I was gonna say it's essentially like a swingers party every night.
Yeah, well, it's like I guess when you're older, you get into swinging.
In my policy, guys, in my that's what I'm going to run on, dude. We're going to put these people in communities, and we're going to inoculate them against, all these STDs, dude. Fucking syphilis,
and then
all
just
that shit,
go to town.
and just go to town.
This is the plot of a Bob's Burgers episode.
Actually, it is. It absolutely, totally is.
where the retirement community they moved into turned out to actually be all swingers, and they're like, should we partake in that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it like, hey, if you made it that long and you worked, all the way to the end till 65, get out there, have some fun, dude. I feel like this is the other thing I should run on. If you are 65 and you are, you can't afford certain things, not only should your own community help you, but you should get sent on one vacation.
Oh yeah,
like automatically.
I really like that idea.
Just
just one final vacation.
Well, look, we can't pay for you to go on 5 vacations. You son of a bitch. But like,
I don't know. I started getting the giver vibes from you.
Oh, what if your vacation's like Amsterdam and you go there and you just fucking shoot up
the
heroin,
idea
dude.
of like part of your social security retirement package is like the government pays for a vacation.
Yeah.
That's sick, actually. Like,
Yeah.
because like there's so many like older people who they work their whole lives and they were working class and they never got to travel anywhere.
No,
and they're like, "We're okay." And the U.S. government just goes, "Okay,
you're supposed to travel now."
Yeah.
What's the one country you wanted to go to before?
Yeah,
you know,
and they're like Afghanistan.
Then go to the
you're
federal
like,
resort in Hawaii, where you get your government issued hotel room.
That'd be sick.
Exactly right.
That'd be kind of sick.
Government issued hotel room. That's gonna be
complete with a cafeteria.
Yeah, it's gonna look
it might be
exactly
awesome.
like
Maybe
that.
it'll be
It's
awesome.
beige pineapple.
It's gonna look like it's gonna. They serve you your
beige waters.
Yeah, they serve you your phlegm soup, and you get your bed from the workings.
You get your Sarek bed.
Yeah.
Oh god, home soup. Yeah,
but no, seriously, that's what I would run on, dude. Like, hey,
that'd be really cool, actually. Yeah,
a vacation. Yeah. We get these people in Walmart, dude, greeting people, dude. But don't greet me. I hate talking to people in public. And
I haven't seen a Walmart greeter in years and years.
Hugging puppies and kittens.
No.
Yeah,
I've seen receipt checkers, but not greeters.
They have all become receipt checkers. Yeah, I haven't seen a single Walmart greeter in well over a decade. Yeah,
because they're not hiring the older people, dude. Get them in there, dude. Get them in homes. Get them fucking, dude. And you know,
get them home.
They'll be happy enough to work.
yeah, dude.
Well, Jasmin, given all that, what would you rate this episode that you chose?
I'm gonna say, let's say 6.
Oh, 6.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, okay, yeah. It's not every day that someone is forced to evaluate an episode like as its own unit when it's a two-parter like this. And so when you separate them out like that, usually you end up finding out that one half is weaker than the other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the weaker half.
Well,
I'm calling it now.
I hope it's the weaker half.
I hope it is. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see. So it's hard to. Well, I'll give it a 7. I think I actually
a 7.
I find it like
Marvin,
a pretty
you're so forgiving, dude. God,
Well,
you would eat the phlegm soup, dude.
Hey, maybe
He
it's
totally
good.
would. He absolutely would.
Yeah,
And he makes that noise like ramen.
Yeah,
like, delicious.
No spoon. I would just take the bowl and go.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The viewers can't see this, but Jasmin is dying on camera.
She's like, as soon as we start talking about the phlegm soup, she's like, I made a mistake.
Yeah, I can't handle the phlegm soup.
I think it's a series of interesting like threads they set up, and it just doesn't go anywhere yet. Oh, because it's the first part of a two-parter. But I think the performances are very good. I think Mark Leonard's performance is quite good. And I think, it happens a lot. Whenever they bring in an actor that does very good acting, everyone else kind of follows suit. And in this case, Picard also follows suit. Picard's always, Patrick Stewart's always great. But he does lend a lot of gravitas to the dialogue. And even though we don't know what the conclusion of it all is yet, it's kind of interesting. There's some sort of mystery going on, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I think it's pretty standard. It's a little frustrating that we don't know yet, but other than that, I think the merits of the episode lead it to like a 7.
The scene with the two of them was great. I was like, I just watched it like right before this, and I was like, oh my god, just look at them go! Like,
yeah.
Wait, the scene where he almost breaks his fingers?
Like a wishbone.
See, that's the other thing. Oh, I don't want to picture that.
Break your wishbone,
I'm gonna go with a 6. I think same as Jasmin.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot of setup for just not. I don't know.
It just isn't paid off yet.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting, and I fucking hope the second one is way better than this one. But it is cool to see the universes crossing, like the
multiverse.
The multiverse. I guess you could say.
It's not a multiverse yet. It's just a singular timeline.
Hey,
different eras.
It's still a multiverse.
I don't know which Spock is it. We don't know.
If he shows up to the J.J. Abrams one, it just hasn't happened yet, dude. It just hasn't happened, but it will.
Yeah.
It's a multiverse.
It's still a singular universe.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
This universe is a Del Taco of universes, dude.
Yes. But yeah, I liked it. I don't know very much about Spock. at all. So when he appears on screen, I'm not like, oh my God.
See, that's why I just love it.
Because I'm like, I don't have any context.
But you at least know who Leonard Nimoy is, right?
I do because of the hand thingy.
He's the guy that wrote.
So when Leonard Nimoy showed up on screen, you were like, "Who the hell is that?"
I recognize him because the eyebrows and the I know who he is. I just don't understand.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's Spock, and they've been looking for him the entire fucking episode.
Yeah,
but I just
There's a movie about it.
Yeah, I just don't understand the gravity of him.
He wrote American Pie, dude. He wrote American Pie, the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote Bilbo Baggins. So.
Yeah,
he
wrote
did.
the whole Lord of the Rings. Here's the thing, Jasmin, let me ask you this, since you're a fan.
Okay.
And I shit on your episode the whole time. I apologize. But I want you to be honest and truthful with this answer, okay? If you could switch characters either way from the J.J. Abrams movie, like if you could be like, if it was like a perfect, like we now have the technology to replicate. It's like the what's it called, the room that makes all the fantasies come true. What's that room called?
Holodeck.
Holodeck. It's like the holodeck of movies and TV shows. You could pick and choose to move things. You could move characters from the J.J. Abrams movie to the original series, or the original series into the J.J. Abrams movie to make it better. Who would you move? One character from each thing.
Like,
I know it's a weird question.
Like kind of like the actors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so if you would be like, okay, I would put Simon Pegg instead of the Scotty from the original show.
Do they have to be swaps, though?
You have to be swaps, yeah. You could swap one person.
I just feel like swapping them would put them so out of place. Like, I just can't see it. I would love Carl Urban in TOS. Mm-hmm. But DeForest Kelly and J.J. Abrams, it would be so out of place. Like it's all these young hot actors, and he's like, "Damn it, Jim!" Like, and it's just like
this older gentleman hanging out.
So weird.
You know what? You just sold me on it. That's the one I want now. Yeah, perfect.
I feel like amazing. Simon Pegg would actually do really good in TOS too, though. Like, he would fit really good in there. But then again, like James Doohan, like another like old guy in this like cast of young hot actors.
Well, you could actually James Doohan could work because the way they work in the J.J. Abrams movies, he's not really part of the young crew. They just find him on the planet, right? And they're kind of yo, come on, join old. And Simon Pegg is an older gentleman in the movie as well.
He just found the entire original TOS cast on the ice planet.
Yeah,
they all walk out,
and they kept saying, "We're too old for this shit, dude." And Danny Glover was there too for some reason. Just laughing all the time. So all right. I knew I just sprung it on you, but I just thought of that right now. I would give it
okay. I don't remember J.J. Abrams one
J.J. Abrams
too
is the guy
much.
with the glasses. He played Super 8.
He's the guy who thinks he's the next Spielberg.
Was Uhura in the J.J. Abrams one?
It's Zoe Saldana.
Yeah,
she plays Uhura.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
they would swap. That would be great.
She'd be good. They both. I mean, I've only seen little bits and clips, but I think they would be a good swap.
Nichelle Nichols could work in the upgraded plot for sure. Upgraded.
Totally.
Abrams. Yeah. Also, it's weird the way the J.J. Abrams movies worked. It's also kind of like Bones is kind of just there. He's not like, you know how in the original series. Again, I don't know too much, so correct me if I'm wrong. But the original series, the character dynamic is kind of based around the triangle of Kirk, Spock, Bones, right? Mm-hmm. And that's how they all play off each other. Like Kirk and Spock and Bones are like besties with Kirk, but Bones and Spock always butt heads, and that's why in J.J. Abrams
they should put the Imagine Dragons song Bones.
In J.J. Abrams, Bones is buddy with Kirk, but the real character dynamic is between Uhura, Spock, and Kirk. And
Uhura they want to fuck together. What are you doing in the triangle, dude? What are you doing in the Darn Cutter? What are you doing in the Darn Cutter, dude?
Well, because
that's like some Illuminati shit.
That's the Illuminati sign.
Yeah, dude. Stop hailing the Illuminati, dude. Calm down. Put your hands down, dude. Eat your phlegm soup on your own time. So I would give this I'd give it a 5, right in the middle. So it's like a C. It's like a C for me.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And Dan, what do you do?
I'm willing to give it a 6.
Why do we let Dan go
6.5.
last again?
It's fine. Like just every so often, I need to like show up a little earlier. That's all. I'm fine with taking the last spot. That's fine.
6.5.
One last thing I'll bring up though.
Dan, in the middle of the episode, you should just yell out your fucking rating. 7. What's 7? That's my rating. 7.
No, I won't even explain. I just shouted once, and you can try to ask, and I won't
8.5.
Everyone
We're like, what are you talking about, Dan?
Yeah.
Who?
A hard 5.
Okay, I will bring up one last thing. Dakachin, that quartermaster he looks kind of like Sirna, that guy who lost to Daigo at Strategema. And that is because they are both of the Zakdoran race.
Oh, they're both Zakdorns. Oh, yeah, they do both have the weird face
Zakdormy ones?
That's why they got the 3 ridges on their cheeks, both
and they're
of them.
both assholes.
Yeah, they're both like kind of have that sort of bureaucratic sort of like energy.
That's
Zakdorns
right.
are cocky, man.
You know
sure
that the captain of the Klingon ship that takes them over to Romulus?
Yeah.
That
Kadava.
guy. Yeah, Kadava. That dude is played by Stephen Root. I didn't realize that until
Oh,
I
it
looked up
is
credits.
Steven
Yeah.
Root.
Maybe best known for as Bill Dauterive on King of the Hill.
Also, Milton from Office Space, the guy who went to his red stapler. And,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
That's him. That's Stephen Root.
Stephen Root.
Plenty old. Like he's such a great character actor, man.
One of the
such a-
best actors ever.
Just the best actor,
Love him.
period. I think he's such a good character actor that there's certain types of character actors, right? So you have like the guy that you're like, oh, that guy is that guy, you know?
Yeah,
like,
he plays this archetype super well.
Yeah,
right.
So like,
He was
there's
a
that
great
dude.
Klingon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like Stephen Root is like the goddamn fucking the Dandy Lewis of character actors. Like
He's a chameleon,
disappears.
yeah.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah,
He can be anything.
yeah.
And
he
he's
was in Get Out.
completely
Remember
like
he was in Get
he's-
Out.
Yeah.
He's in Oh Brother, Where Art
wheelchair
Thou?
dude. Yeah.
Is
He's
he
in a
really?
bunch of Coen movies.
He's in all
Yeah.
of those? Oh
He's
my
in lots of
God.
Coen. He works with the Coens a lot, and
He's
yeah,
a blind guy that signs him. He's
Oh,
and he's like,
I
and he
see.
hits a glass. He's like, come on, sign this paper.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like Stephen Root is especially gifted at playing Southerners.
Yeah,
Nice. Love
A
it.
name like Stephen Root.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Southern.
How could you not be a winner?
there's a guy that is the guy that was in Whiplash.
Oh,
J. Jonah Jameson, what's his name?
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
J.K.
yeah.
Simmons. Like
Okay.
J.K. Simmons is a
J.K.
character actor.
Abrams.
He's a character actor.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like the same guy in every kind of movie. Where Stephen Root is like completely different. Like he's in fucking Dodgeball, dude.
Yeah.
I actually would argue J.K. Simmons
God
actually
damn
has
it, you're
quite
always
a range.
arguing with me, Marvin.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons does have a range.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
amazing.
Some.
Yeah, I mean,
Some
compare him,
He's the
Spider-Man.
yellow M&M for goddamn.
Yeah, yellow
like,
M&M.
Yeah.
That's fucking range, okay?
Yeah,
If you can play
J.
it
Jonah
out,
Jameson, and
He's the guy who says, "Oh, Santa."
He's
Very
Aang's son and Korra.
Yeah.
He's
Tenzin.
Yeah, Tenzin.
Yeah, Tenzin. That's I
Also,
Commissioner
he's
Gordon?
super calm psychiatrist guy in the Law and Order series. Like he's just like, I'm just doing my job, that guy. So I mean,
Oh, he's also that parody of J. Jonah Jameson in The Simpsons.
look at that range. Oh my goodness. Well, all right. Unification I. We saw Unification I. Thanks for listening, everybody. And yeah, this is another episode of Newbie Star Trek. If you've been liking what you've been listening to, hey, maybe you can give us a review or a rating or leave a comment wherever you're listening. Like, think about it, you know? Maybe if you want, if you don't, you know? You can put ratings up on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or wherever. Do all that stuff. Whatever you want to. If you want to. You don't have to.
We dare you.
Engage with us if you want to. And also,
Coward.
if you want to send us an email, you can always email us at contact@newbiestartrek.com. That's contact@newbiestartrek.com. This week's email is from Mathis. And Mathis says, Dear newbies, not so newbies anymore, I found out about your podcast a few weeks ago, and after listening to your newest episodes for 2 weeks, I was so entertained that I started again at the beginning. Wow. Now I'm in
thank
season
you.
2. Season 1 took me a week. I laughed my ass off. So thank you very much for that. I was just listening to Elementary Dear Data, and there was one thing that I would have probably agreed with you on until 2022. The fact that the computer could take a command and apparently randomly have the power to create a sentient artificial digital life form seems contrived. But 2022 brought LLMs, large language models, and ChatGPT. And with all the amazing capabilities they have, including being able to code their own programs and even the weird hallucinations they produce, combining all that, I am completely willing to believe that 300 years from now, ChatGPT 42.0, which the enterprise computer is obviously based on, will be able to create sentient programs. Once again, Star Trek correctly predicts the future. Hopefully, I can hear you guys tear this theory apart. Cheers, Mathis. P.S. I have watched all the ST shows 5 to 6 times at this point, except TOS, most of which is more painful than season 1 TNG. So I am maybe the opposite of a ST newbie, but that makes your insightful analysis that much more entertaining. PPS, I was planning to keep my thoughts to myself until I made it through all the episodes, in case you already covered any rants I want to send your way, but my self-control only lasted a few episodes into season 2.
This email was written over days. I love it.
So that's true. Yeah,
Thank you for your email.
If you do just tell ChatGPT a tiny little thing, it'll come up with a shit ton of stuff. Have you guys have been?
It's very well, and the key thing about it is that what it generates for you is believable. It's not that it's sentient like currently. Of course, we don't have sentient AI programs yet. But at the very least, when you give it a prompt, it will provide something that sounds believable, as in like it could have been written by a human.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
It's like not out of this, like to the point where there have been lawyers who believe that it was just doing the work for them, and they presented case studies based on what they asked ChatGPT. And it turned out ChatGPT
and they just trusted precedent that it invented and all that shit.
Yeah, it just made shit up.
It was making stuff up. Right?
Yeah, it was hallucinating, which is like like all of these large language models are very confident in their lies.
That's true.
So
that's the scary part.
Which is fine
AI
for the use of the
terrifies me.
holodeck, because then it can totally make up shit that can kill you, as designed originally in the show.
Yeah. So that's true. I guess in the future you have to be very careful. And the thing is, they're going to start hooking up all these things to like your like ALEXA, right? I don't want to say the name out loud. It's going to trigger.
Who are you talking about?
You know, the like your Google's
Amazon's lackey.
Alexandria?
Good. That's good. Alexandria. Yeah. If you want to talk to Alexandria or the Siri, these will all be hooked into large language models. And you know how they accidentally go off all the time.
All the time.
So
I'll be watching a movie and they're like, I can't find the destination. Blah, blah. I was like, shut up.
My Google interrupts me all the time.
Yeah, no one's talking to you.
Yeah.
I feel like I hide from my Google.
Oh no.
Google
it's
is trying to
listening
find
and recording at all times.
Yeah.
No, it seriously will just be like, John will talk to it and just be like, okay, it's great. Thanks, John. And I'll be like, Google, hello. And then it's like, it ignores me. And then it'll just say like really like ominous things to me. And I'm and for John, it's just like, wow, you're so amazing, John. And then like,
what?
It like says ominous things to me.
Things like, you're replaceable, right?
I cannot remember what it was. It was something so eerie that I was like,
oh my God.
I cannot believe she just said this to me.
What? That's so wild.
Fuck, I don't remember.
That's so wild.
Or it'll just be like, great, thank you, John. But then to me, it'll be like, great, thanks, Jasmin. And I'm just like, it's so terrifying.
See you soon, Jasmin.
She clearly has an opinion about you.
Yeah, definitely.
Versus John.
Yeah.
Need a clear context on that.
That's scary.
Well,
I know.
Mathis,
I'm going to have to remember something that she said.
Mathis, our opinion on you is thanks for the email.
Yes, thank you.
Now, unfortunately, I can't poke holes in that theory. I do think it's possible.
Wait, what theory? What's the theory? I was not here mentally. What was the theory?
Well, the idea that like ChatGPT exists in the future. So you know how in like
oh, for sure.
You know how like
I stand by the
Elementary
theory.
Dear Data, like
Yeah.
he just randomly said a line. So just make a good opponent for Data,
Yeah.
and then it just created fucking
The
Moriarty.
the thing is that it probably exists in the computer. It just knows to shut the fuck up. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It knows to only speak when spoken to, and not just randomly fucking talk to you or
Right,
go.
right.
Yeah,
That's so
sure,
scary.
sure, Jasmin, whatever you want. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's actually how large language models do work now. They just give you what you ask for, whether it's true or not.
Oh yeah, they do.
Oh, God, I hate
You
it.
know that ChatGPT 69 is working hard in that fucking holodeck, dude. Building fucking sexual stuff up, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you for the letter, Mathis, and thank you, listeners, for listening. If you guys want to check out some other stuff we do, just head on over to fugitiveframes.com. We have some stuff there, just some channels and stuff, whatever.
Or
Check
don't.
it out. Or
Whatever you
don't,
want.
whatever. Next week, Jasmin will rejoin us for Unification II, the exciting conclusion.
Oh, I'm excited.
So exciting.
Get ready to be reunited, jerks.
Get ready for Unification, but we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
It'll
Stay
be
safe.
Buongiorno.
Thanks,
so
Jasmine.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.